You can come back tomorrow, and you can get your dog. But not before I get my gold.
Takes another hit. Okay, I'll go.
Dance on pole, you will. Yes, go you will, baby you will. Shut the door on the way out. You're letting the smoke out. Danielus, will you ride with me?
Of course.
Very well. Anything you'd like to say to the party as you ride off?
No. It was great.
Nice.
It was great. It was great battling.
I'm tripping Danielus.
I hope we can. I was impressed by your skills, and you are valiant warriors. So I would be keen to traveling with you again.
The first thing I say to Bulk as we all start walking is, I swear to God, if you try to trip me again, we're gonna have issues. You may not make it to town.
I have a trick that I've been wanting to try.
Yeah.
So with that, Aaron and Danielus will ride off, kind of into the morning light, and we will check back in with them later. But that leaves our three adventurers. Bulk,
Alright.
Diedrich, and Farron.
Alright, so
What will you do?
something's been bothering me. I keep getting contradicting stories between you two. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. How long have you been traveling?
Traveling in general? Just a while.
Together. Would
2
be preferred.
years.
We're not traveling together.
That's where the confusion
He's
lies.
traveling with me.
It seems that you guys have been on the same path for a while.
About 2 years. He's been riding my coattails.
Is the 2 years at least agreed upon?
I wouldn't
Probably.
know.
You don't know.
Time is a construct.
You were a construct?
Don't listen to him. He's.
Are you not a turtle? Are you a
Yes.
machine?
He's a time as a construct.
I thought you said he's a construct. I was
time.
like, what?
Time. It's just a construct. It's made for society.
Okay. But as far as you were aging your years, was it 2 years?
I am old now, so probably.
Were you 2 years older from when you first met him?
Oh God, has it been that long?
I'm gonna start walking off.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, Diedrich, you have more patience than I. I'm just gonna walk.
I have something I want to experiment with.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me just take a quick pause. So with you guys completing the mission, you've all leveled up to level 2.
We have?
which we have done previously. So real quick, and this is not going to be very long at all, just want to give you guys a chance to kind of explain to the others, and this can be like Steven talking, not Bulk talking, just kind of explain what you kind of got from your level up, or however you want to do it. Like max 30 seconds.
But I want to make it a secret.
So Farron, you're up.
All right, so at level 2, I get key, so it allows me to do some new special kind of functions in and out of combat. I have a couple different things I can spend these key on daily, and they reset with my short rest. I also get unarmored movement, which means my movement base speed goes up by 10. And I also have a dedicated weapon, which I could spend a long or short rest touching a weapon, and I could become proficient in it. But if I do that again, I become unproficient with what I first did, proficient with the new one. And that's about it. That's what Farron's got. He's a little bit more martially prone.
Mm-hmm. He's a fast boy, and he is
Fast boy.
kind of straight up Hyuga style fists. I
Right.
like it.
Ooh.
Bulk or Steven, tell us about your level 2. You got quite a bit of stuff going on.
I got infuse item, so I can make a non-magical object. I can do 2 total. But you're not going to get any of that. That's mine. And it lasts for 4 days. Or if I give up.
It lasts 4 days after you die.
Oh, if I die. Oh, so it's just indefinite. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's indefinite. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I was like, oh. And then I also got a homunculus that I will probably be a homunculus servant. I also got return projectile, so if I throw something, I can make it come back to my hand.
Right. So those are the infusions you got. You haven't actually done those infusions.
Sorry. Yes. I was explaining.
Yes.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
my bad. I have
These are the
infusions. I can do a homunculus. I can do item return. I can also do a +1 to like an attack item or +1 to an armor item. Those are the 4 infusions I have available right now.
Solid.
That's pretty much
Indeed.
it, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you got some more spell slots, but that's about it. So
Yeah.
Taylor?
I can do a reckless attack where I attack without any abandoned, and I can get advantage on my attack rolls, but it's a double-edged sword. If they attack me during that turn, they get an advantage on their attack roll. And then I also got I can sense danger. I forget what it's called.
Danger
sense.
Danger sense. There we go.
Just
The ability to sense danger.
Yeah. So I get an advantage for dex saving throws, as long as I'm not blinded or defeated or incapacitated.
Indeed. Danielus, what about you?
So I got 2 spells. I got animal friendship, so I can convince a beast that I mean it no harm, and then if I control it, I can make an attack with it. And then I also got entangle, which means I like throw out like thorns that do damage over time. So it's basically like Zyra grasp.
nice. Good old LOL reference.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Very good. And he has something coming up, but not just yet. Okay, cool. So quick note on the spellcasting. So Danielus can change his spells each time he levels up, but not until then. So at level 3, you'll be able to switch your spells, but until then, those are the spells you have.
I can swap them out.
But not until your next level up. Yeah. And then Bulk, you can change your spells after each long rest. And you can change your cantrips at your next level up. And then your infuse items, those have to be after a long rest.
Right. And my tinkering as well.
Your tinkering is just static. That just is what it is.
But I have so it's like 4 objects permanently.
Yeah, 4 objects at a time. Yeah.
Okay, but I can untinker it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that seems weird.
Yep.
D&D, fix your stuff.
Yep. And then go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was going to say, you can also only, like, attunement wise, you can only have so many things attuned to you at once.
I don't think I
So
have.
you will so certain items will require attunements, and I think some of them that you tinker will require attunement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you
correct.
tune yourself.
Artificers do get more attunement slots later on, but as you like,
I only have 2
slots,
right now.
I think
Correct.
some like 2 or 3.
I can attune myself instantly.
Yeah. So he has 3, but nothing to attune to yet. So yeah, okay. That's it. Cool. Good level up. I like it. Okay. Back into the game. So I assume the 3 of you guys are walking towards Emberwood Village. No problem there.
Yeah.
I will be tripping though.
Wait, what? Are you going for the trip?
I'm going for the trip.
Okay, I'm not going to have any rolls for the trip. You guys can just settle that out. And
I was about to say, if
and,
he's going for the trip, I warned him, and I'm going for the attack.
yeah, that's fine.
He might not
Um,
notice.
Any last minute conversations you guys want to have before you kind of approach the village?
Not with Bulk here.
You can pull up a sign.
Fantastic.
I'm going to
Yeah, you
turn
can pull
around.
aside if you want to.
Wait, what?
Actually, I'm gonna try something. Bulk
Huh?
earmuffs.
Oh my god.
All right, man.
Yes?
So, where did you acquire that mask of yours?
This is something I'm not accustomed to talking about. It comes from kind of where I grew up, per se. As you can see from my garb, I'm not really quite like a peasant or someone of a city. I used to be, but that wasn't really where I spent most of my life.
He does dress fancy.
Bulk, ring that bell next to your head.
Looking at my like clothes, I'm not quite sure I would call this fancy. But yeah, the mask is kind of a sort of coming of age, I guess. Like you passed a certain trial, you got initiated, you become something larger than yourself.
Unfortunately, that mask means that I do not trust you for the time being. You're gonna have to really prove yourself.
I never needed your trust. I just needed you to fulfill your part of killing the monsters and the beasts.
As I did, as you did. So it seems here that we can meet some sort of mutual agreement.
So it seems like we have plenty of trust. You know what you know what I want to kill, and you know what you want to kill.
I want to kill everything that stands for evil and wretchedness.
And as far as I would say for right now, I want to undo the corruption that took Drakkenheim.
It sounds like we have the same goals, more or less. So I guess you're pretty good as long as you can stand being around Bulk here.
That might be my most difficult challenge of the sort, but
Trust me, he doesn't grow on you. It just gets worse.
If you can keep up with it, I think he serves more of a purpose than he may lay on to.
Oh, he's great to travel with. He does do some amazing things, but
I can only
unfortunately,
imagine he
his
keeps
mouth-
things interesting. We may have to get rid of that bell. I really don't like that bell.
As I'm wringing the absolute shit out of it.
But-
good luck. You'd have an easier time prying away a mead from a dwarf.
Yeah, I know to pick my battles, and this just may not be the one I need to fight.
It won't be a one you win, not without a few scrapes and bruises.
I'm not.
He bites, I tell you.
I know my fair share of scrapes and bruises, and you can kind of just see along his arms that the gi doesn't cover. There are just like battle scars, just like wounds.
Oh, you're a spindly little guy, aren't you?
I'm what I lack behind Bulk. You'll be surprised with what I can do.
All right, I look forward to seeing you at your full potential.
You just wait. The best is yet to come.
All right. Bulk, you
Okay.
can take off the earmuffs, and here's your damn 25 gold. If I see you spend this on bells, I will sludge you with a hammer.
Oh, thanks.
Wow. Wow.
You know what this means, Bulk. You could get 4 breakfasts.
Ooh, breakfast, second breakfast, brunch, all the great meals.
And don't forget Dunch. You know that
Dunch
dinner
and
brunch
Linner,
kind of.
my other meal.
As you all are walking and nearing Emberwood Village.
I'm prepping
can-
something. I need this prepped.
Okay, I'm sorry. So say what I've been trying to say. I apologize.
It's okay. I'm going to scoop up sand in my tinderbox and imbue it with magical tinkering, emits odor of the stinky goo, and return to sender. Return throw.
Return to sender. What do you mean?
The infused item where if I throw something, I can recall it back into the box.
Okay.
Okay. Are you making like a returnable stink bomb? Like, what is this?
Explain what you're trying to do. I'm not
Stinky
following you.
sand, and I throw the sand and then it'll emit the smell of the goo, which I've learned. I know that smell.
So you're just gonna throw sand on people?
Pocket sand.
Bucket sand.
Okay. Okay. Well,
You will know that sand does not travel far when you throw it.
I've got. It doesn't need to go far sometimes.
So, okay. So if you want to, so are you throwing the box or are you throwing
The sand.
like
I just need it to go back into the box so I can keep it.
Okay, so return. So I'm not going to spend much time on this. Returning weapon has to be a weapon. You can't just use a box. But if you want to have stinky sand, like that's
Perfect. Okay, as long as we got that.
That's fine.
Just put it in your
Stinky sand.
jar and you can chuck it.
I don't have a jar.
You have what
Yeah.
had the goo.
You
Oh,
have
no,
to
it broke.
wind
It
bubble. Oh,
broke.
it did break. Oh, crap. Okay.
I'm on plan.
Um,
Let's see here.
Okay.
Okay. You'll buy a jar in town. You have 25 bucks.
Okay, I just wanted to prep it if I needed to prep it because he's gonna be like, you encounter.
That's
Okay,
fine.
if
That's
if
fine.
he's prepping sticky sand, I'm gonna walk on the opposite side of Bolt, like far side.
That's fine. Daniel's just turned into a fucking pumpkin over here, gentlemen. Let's keep this moving. Let's keep this
Lucky
moving.
him.
Anyway, so as you are nearing the village, and you can start to see it off in the distance now, you can hear the ringing of a bell, and you hear a voice in the distance. Fresh meat coming in, fresh meat. As you see in a tree up ahead, there is a young girl ringing the bell, and she continues to call out, fresh meat coming in. And as you all approach, she pops down from the tree and says, "Ahoy, adventurers! My name's Emma Crow. What's your name?"
Danger Steelbelly.
Can I have that bell?
No, it's mine.
But don't you want
And
gold?
And she like blows a raspberry.
I do it back.
What are you doing so far from town, child?
I'm the official tour guide of Emberwood Village. I'm here to offer you a tour. I can tell you everything you need to know. I can tell you everything that's around and all the people that live here and where all the strong people live. All it's going to cost you is 1 gold piece.
I think I'm all right.
I think I could find my way.
Thanks, but no thanks.
How much is the bell?
1 gold piece.
2 gold pieces for the lady.
10 gold pieces.
10
Whoa,
gold pieces for the lady.
Whoa. If he's
Whoa,
giving you
Jesus.
10 gold pieces, then you also give a tour.
Fine by me.
And you have to answer all of his questions.
Oh, that's my job.
All.
I said that's my job.
Okay, good. But also, I'm not going on the tour, and I start walking in town.
Okay, so Bulk, make sure you mark off that that 10 gold pieces you just did.
I'm just imagining that poor young girl's ears bleeding by the time the tour's done.
Absolutely incredible. Okay, so
2 bells.
so Emma is going to walk with you guys, and she's going to start talking to you. What are you guys doing here? You all don't look very strong. You sure you're not going to just die?
We look stronger than you. Are you gonna die?
Well, I'm not the one who's going to go into the city. That is what you're here for, right?
I'm gonna probably die anyway. I'm old.
Okay.
I'm gonna put hands on the knees, like, so Emma, where's the nearest tavern? Somewhere to get a drink.
That sounds like a fantastic place to start our tour. So,
Perfect. And it'll be my one stop.
so I pulled us over to the map of Emberwood Village, so you guys continue to walk in.
Oh, nice.
And don't worry about your tokens. I just pulled them to the bottom just so you guys have vision. But Emma's gonna take you on a tour of the village.
All right, never mind. I may go on with this. This town looks a lot bigger than what I thought in my head.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So a few miles south of Drakkenheim lies Emberwood Village. A humble crossroads along the Champion's Way, which is this main road that I will ping on. It's pretty much the only paved road in the city, or in the village, I should say. And it's surrounded by forsaken farmsteads and forests of dead pine trees. Many of the residences, as you can see, are either abandoned or slowly deteriorating with their windows and doors nailed shut. However, you can see as you come in, and you guys are pretty much kind of like right here at this point, you can see through to the village center, and you can see that it's alive with activity. You can hear conversation and laughter, and even some music coming along from the main thoroughfare. Almost like they don't really know or care about, how dire their situation is. So Emma, she is going to walk along, and she's still ringing the bell. She's like, oh wait, no, you bought the bell, I guess. Okay. Okay, that's right. Okay, so both bought the bell, and she's going to be calling out, fresh meat coming in.
I'm ringing the shell those bells anyway, so we good.
Yeah, fair enough. That actually works for her just fine. Okay, so you guys arrive here at this building with the red roof. And she says, right here is the Barkin' Buzzard. They've got the best drinks in the whole village. Well, that's what the grown-ups say anyway. I'm only allowed to go there during the day because there's lots of drunk people and there's lots of fighting going on too. But sometimes we throw rocks at old Rattlecan out back until he wakes up, and then we run away. I'm not supposed to say anything, but I felt real bad for the last guys I didn't warn. That's their blood right up there. And then she points to kind of a spot like along near the top of the building. And you can see it's just like a pretty gruesome like splattering of blood. And she says, no one can even reach up there to clean it. Isn't that hilarious? Anyway, lots of the Queen's men hang out there all the time in the basement. So watch what you say around there. You don't want to make anyone mad. Just don't tell anyone I told you. The lanterns ain't coming to help you down there.
So wait, Rattlecan is a person?
Old Rattlecan? No, he's not a person. He's a suit of armor. And she kind of like does like a little robot dance.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. My daddy told me that he is a suit of armor that came from the city, and it comes to life when you throw stuff at it. And some of the guys even try to fight it. They make bets over who can beat it the fastest or who can survive the longest.
Diedrich wants to go up to Rattlecan.
Oh,
well, we can save that until after the tour. Emma's like,
I want the Rattlecan.
Does that thing, and she goes like, she's like, stay on the track, stay on the path. And yeah, so she's gonna keep walking, and she's gonna take you to this little crossroads here to the right. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't finish. Oh wait, yeah, I did. And then she says, on your right is the path to the Hendricks farm. Mama said old man Hendricks went crazy after his farm dried up and his animals died, and then his wife died, and then his kids died. And he said he was gonna die, but the spooky old lady came, and now he's all better. Now he has lots of friends and has parties with all the dirty poor people down there. And she does Mama said I shouldn't call them dirty. Anyway, this one time I was showing this group around, just like you guys. I told them about the farm, and they said, yes, that would be the perfect hideaway for our operations. They went down to ask old man Hendricks and his friends to move away so they could live there, and then the next time I saw them, they were all with Mr. Nathaniel, even started dressing like them. They must have decided to be best friends. And she goes, what happened to those guys? And she goes, anyway, and she keeps on walking along the path. And if you guys do want to like stop and ask her anything, that's fine. But she's just kind of gonna keep on going with what she does.
I feel like she won't know much more.
Yeah, you don't know. But yeah, so she's just kind of like hopping and skipping along. Fresh meat coming in, fresh meat. And she takes you right up here. And she goes, this is the old village watchtower. The hooded lanterns have been back for a few years now, and sometimes you can see them training out back with their arrows. And she goes like, pew, pew, pew. They're always running off to the city, so they don't do much here. Papa says they're afraid of the Queen's men, but Mama says, the lanterns are the only tie left that we have to the old monarchy. They are courageous soldiers. And as she continues walking, she kind of takes you to this side of the bridge here. And she goes, oh, look, there's new dead guys. And she kind of runs to the bridge and she kind of points out behind this building, kind of like right along the river there. And she's basically pointing to like a gallows pole, like basically where they have people hung up. And she goes, oh, I remember them. They were and she kind of pretends to puff up her chest, the Friendly Four. And she goes, no. The Kind Company. No, that was last week. Oh, well, let's keep going. Come on. And she skips. And she kind of takes you right up to this building, right up in the upper right corner here. And she goes, this is as far as I can go outside the village, but some of the other kids told me that this path leads to the shrine of the old guys. They said there are real live trees down there, and I even heard animal noises coming from that way before. Mama says I'm hearing things, but then Papa says, how do you know? You can't hear anything since the meteor hit and blew your ears out. Then Mama gets mad and says, quit filling this child's heads with stories. And then they scream for a bit, and then Papa goes to the barking buzzard, and we don't see him for a while. And yep, if there's no questions, she keeps skipping along, ringing her. She's not ringing the bell, but she's going along with Bulk. And she kind of like climbs up on Bulk's shell.
Yeah.
And she's just like pointing him where to go. And she's like, fresh meat coming in. And she takes you to this big red building here. And she says, the pride of our city, the Gilded Lily, the most beautiful place in the whole town. But Papa says we're too poor to go there. And then Mama gets mad. And then Papa says, you made your choice to marry a blacksmith, woman. And then Mama goes, you told me you were going to be rich, the hero forge of Drakkenheim. And they scream for a bit, and then Papa goes to the barking buzzard. You all don't look like you can afford a room here, so if you need a place to sleep tonight to get ready for your big adventure, see Miss Moira in the barking buzzard, and she'll set you up in one of the abandoned houses.
Wait, how much does it cost?
You don't look like you can afford a room here.
You're rude, child.
She goes, anyway, this one time I gave these real sneaky guys a tour, and I was telling them about all the cool stuff inside and how all the rich people who stay here, and they tried to rob the Lily. They got away with some stuff, and they were trying to sell it in the taverns, but these other adventurers got hired to get it back. And then there was this big fight in the middle of town. There was a chase and magic and stabbing. It was crazy. We all get to throw rocks at them once they were hung. It was awesome. And
Joy.
very good. Yeah, so as you can tell, Emma, she's clearly a very like deranged child. She has a lot of gallows humor. She's pretty weird.
I was gonna ask, why are so many people hanging around here?
Oh.
Well, there's lots of bad guys who break the rules, obviously, duh. You don't hang up good guys.
That seems subjective.
Where do you bury the survivors? Is Danielus with us, or is he off?
He
with Aaron
left.
Yeah, he's not with us. We'll get to him very shortly, actually.
Okay.
Once I finish the tour. Cool. So we get to here, this little building here, And she says, this is my house. And this is Crow and Son's smithy. My papa says he's the best blacksmith in Drakkenheim. Then my mama says, you're the only blacksmith in Drakkenheim. And then Papa gets mad and they scream, and Papa goes off to the barking buzzard. But Mama says it's just because his dreams are dead, so he's got to go hang with his friends. Anyway, Papa will make armor for people sometimes, so if you ever need anything, come on by. Make sure you tell him I sent you, and he promised he'll take me to open mic night at the Gilded Lily for everyone I send to him. Remember to bring back any cool stuff off of dead people if you're going to the city. He might be able to use their armor to make you cool stuff. Cool. All right. And then she walks right along here, doobie-doobie-doobie-doo, to this little churchy building right here. And she says, last stop in our tour is the Chapel of St. Ardena. The chapel's where Flamekeeper Anya lives and takes care of people. She's so nice. And there's these cool knights that came into town, and now they stay here too. They've got swords and shields, and their boss is Sir Cassandra. She's so cool. I want to be just like her when I grow up and protect the flame from all heretics and dark magicians. This one time she got in a fight with some of the dirty boar people and stabbed like 5 of them. She was all like, choo, 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 choo.
Little girl, you're not supposed to call them dirty.
Oh! She got like that. Anyway, yeah, she stabbed like 5 of them before Mr. Nathaniel came and calmed everyone down. Papa said after that, no damn Illyrian has a right to come in here and kill our own people. And then Mama said, the swords of the righteous have every right to cut down those who decry our faith wherever the tongues of the wicked are found. And then Papa said, they're out of their jurisdiction. If it was some deranged wizard, that'd be one thing. But they were unarmed citizens. This would have never been allowed under King Ulrich. And then they scream, and you know how.
He goes to the bar.
He goes to the bar. We don't see him for a while.
Jurisdictions and borders, that's all just arbitrary. Based off of the regimes of the time. Crazy.
She just kind of like looks up at you and like... or I guess she looks down at you since she was climbing on you. And she says, anyway, here we are. Caravan Court, right in the middle of the village where all the action happens. You can do some shopping or show off whatever cool stuff you find in the city. All the kids love seeing stuff and hearing stories about stuff that comes back, especially about the monsters and the purple rocks. Just don't make yourself too comfortable. You may not come back. Good luck out there, and remember, the #1 rule of Drakkenheim is don't go to Slaughterstone Square. Feel free to tip your tour guide, and she holds her hand out again.
And what's Slaughterstone Square?
Slaughterstone Square. Slaughterstone Square? I don't even know. All I know is...
Don't go there.
That's what all the adventurers say.
Alright, you've been most interesting.
And she still got her hand out.
I'll give her a fucking gold piece. Fuck me.
With my -1 charisma, I give her a low 5.
She takes it. This is my best haul yet. I can't wait to show Papa. He's going to take me to open mic night for sure. Cool. And she runs off back to her house. And with that... So with that, we'll jump back over to Danielus.
Who?
I know, right? Danielus, how have you been?
Oh, I've been good traveling.
Very good. So we'll go back in time a little bit. So you and Aaron Marlowe are riding off. You've just left the party. And he says to you, so, Danielus, what do you think about those guys? Do you think they're going to survive?
With that Diedrich Sear belly, I think they'll be okay. But they are quite the ragtag group.
You could say that for sure. What was wrong with that turtle?
What was wrong with the
That's
what?
right, fifth.
What was wrong with that turtle?
I don't know.
That may have been one of the strangest groups I've ever seen come in. But in either case, you've done very well. I certainly appreciate you for joining me on this voyage.
Anything for the
So,
money.
indeed, I certainly understand. That's certainly my rule. Yeah. So you guys arrive in the center of town, and you live in the village. There's no need to describe anything for you. You're well familiar with all this, but you will have gained that information from the tour from the rest of the party. So you guys arrive in the center of Caravan Court, and you guys kind of get off your horses, and he starts like snapping over to some boys who come over and start unloading his cart. So, what will you do now?
I don't want to go visit my mother.
Very well, very well. And that dog of yours as well, right?
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah. So Daniel, yeah. So the two most important things in your life are your dog and your mother, probably in that order. So you probably would have gone to check on your dog first.
Yes.
But yeah, you're welcome to go off and do that. That is what you would like to do.
Okay. I would like to go see my dog.
Cool.
Is it that way?
Yeah, it is that way. We're actually going to move it back to this page here. Oops, let me move your vision back. And we'll get these goobers out of the way. And we'll get Danielus here. Give him front and center view. Cool. Alrighty. So, Danielus, you know that your dog, Barkus, your treasured companion.
Marcus.
Yes, Barkus. He stays with your mentor, old guy.
Yes.
The man who taught you how to fire a bow. The man who taught you survival techniques. He
And
really
magic.
taught you, and magic. Yeah, he taught you everything. So so you will head off in that direction, and you head off to the shrine of the old gods. So you walk along a dirt path through more dead forest, about a mile outside of the village, and you start to pick up a kind of a thickness to the air, kind of a humidity and a swampy smell. And strangely, not strangely to you, but strangely to the area, you start to see patches of little green moss and fungus in the ground. And as you get further along, you start to see kind of full patches of grass, and you start to see trees that come up as well. So as you walk up a hill, you can see the tops of stone pillars revealing themselves. And as you reach the top, you see the 7 standing stones kind of in a circle that are set up in kind of a shrine. And in between each pillar is a small stone pedestal that has various animal bones, plants, candles, smears of blood, that type of thing. And inscribed on each stone are little pictographs of godlike figures in battle or praising a large mushroom in the sky. A crude old hut lies down a dirt path near the shrine, smoke billowing from a hole in the thatched roof chimney, and an odd scent of herbs coming out. So I assume you will walk up to the hut?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any general thoughts as you are walking up.
Oh,
Are you excited to see
I'm
your old
so
buddy?
excited to see Barkus after my long quest. I can hear him panting through the door. So I bust through the door, blow past Guy Fung, then greet Barkus as he's wagging his tail.
Well, and then just a little side note. So you've been gone for about 6 weeks now, which is the time it takes you to kind of leave Emberwood Village to get to Altberg and get back. So it's been a little while. So as you burst into the door, you see, you do see old Guy Fung, who is a skinny goblin who looks. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me grab his little guy. I want to be better about showing you guys actual pictures. Do. Put him on the token layer. And put him on the token layer. Cool. So, old Guy Fung. He is a skinny goblin who looks aged, but not what you would consider old. He wears an old-looking black cloak and a round farming hat. And he's kind of holding a staff. So he's so I guess let me describe the scene. So as you burst into the hut, and it's a small hut. I mean, you could probably fit like I don't know, maybe imagine like 10 by 10. Yeah, it's a hut. It's kind of like 10 by 10. It's very small. And you can see what you would describe as a menagerie of animals. So you see Guy Fung sitting at the back, and smoke is like billowing out at this point. And it smells like old, like skunky smell. Smells like fungus. Smells pretty gross. So as the smoke kind of clears out of the room, you see Guy Fung at the back, and you see a collection of large animals that are pretty much like human size. They are toads. You see slugs. You see an elk who's kind of like poking his head through the window with his antlers all popping up. And then you see, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like those like crane-like birds who are kind of in swamps. They have those weird, like very large, creepy eyes. So you see all of those animals and Guy huddled around your pet, Barkus.
Barkus, yes.
But Barkus does not look too good.
Oh my god.
He is, he's kind of like curled up, kind of in a ball. He kind of looks like a sleeping dog. But you can see he's kind of like breathing really heavily. You can see his kind of stomach rising and falling. And Guy Fung, as you burst through the door, he says, Intruder! Succumb!
Yeah.
And then it's, yeah.
Oh, God, it's just me. What is wrong with Barkus?
And he kind of like clears his eyes and he goes like, oh, Danielus, scared me you did. Back from your journey, are you?
Yes, it was a treacherous fight. I met some new weird comrades, but we made it back. How has Barkus been?
Oh, always down to business, always so serious, so serious. I will tell you, would you like to partake? And he holds you out
Sure.
like a long pipe. Cool. Please, sit down, have a seat. Make room, you lazy slugs! And he like hits one of the slugs with his staff. So he will tell you the tale. Most unsettling, Danielus. Trouble has befallen us ever since you have left. There have been... Yep. Let me get to my notes. Sorry, apologize. Armed men came to the hut. They came to the shrine, looking for some holy artifact. You know, those foolish humans. And he kind of like starts to go off on a rampage about how he thinks about humans, how he doesn't like them and whatnot. And he will
That's
continue rambling.
racist.
Yeah, so at this point he has stopped his story and he's just rambling about humans and like how they're always searching for gold and gold and
Stay on task, guy Fug. What were they after?
oh yes. No, I do not. Say some scepter, some religious scepter of some sort. I do not know. In either case, I do not take kindly. What?
Not the scepter you're holding.
No. This is holy in another way. And he kind of like stamps it on the ground, and a little flame appears in the middle, and he like relights the pipe. In either case, violence arose. But one of the men had a blade, tipped with one of the purple rocks, the delirium that comes from the city. As I was raining blows on one of the men violently, Barkus, as he was dealing that man a killing blow, he was sliced along the side. As we were cooking and eating the men, Barkus started to fall ill. Fell ill from this injury he did. The contamination he began to suffer. Fear not. I was able to cure his sickness using my magic. However, he is still resting. So fear not. He is fine. Probably another day, and he will be fine.
Is there anything else I can get him to provide him comfort?
Comfort for him? He is quite comfortable. We are performing the ritual of good times, man. Fine he will be. Fine you will not be. You know how costly the components are for spells of this magnitude. Do you not?
No, bro.
And he reaches out and he like taps you on the head with the staff.
Guy Fug,
Know how costly these spells are?
Sorry, what does it cost? Anything for Barkus.
You do. 125 gold.
125. That's like all the money of everyone in my crew. I have to go shake them down.
Sick of your freeloading, I am. Sick of it. You will pay me.
Can I do a payment plan?
Would have been Moed.
Do a deposit.
Go, do whatever you do. Go, make your money. Perhaps you can go into the city and grab your stones of purple magic and sell them. You can come back tomorrow, and you can get your dog. But not before I get my gold.
Takes another hit. Okay, I'll go.
Dance on pole, you will.
Yes, go you will, pay me you will. Shut the door on the way out. You're letting the smoke out. Very good. Okay, so I assume you head off back towards.
I steal Barkus and run out the door now.
Adventure.
Yeah, I mean you can pet Barkus. I mean, you know, he's sleeping. He's
Oh,
doing
I was
okay.
petting him that whole time.
Okay, good. Yeah, so Barkus he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. He has suffered contamination. Sorry, let me drop the voice for a moment. He has suffered contamination, but you know that old guy Feng knows the spell called Purge Contamination, so he can remove contamination if you or anyone you're traveling with perhaps has suffered contamination in the city. Cool.
What?
Cool.
Does he take
Okay.
insurance? Because that's a hefty copay.
He does not. Hopefully, you better have the goal. Okay, so with that, we will shift our attention. So Daniels is making his way back into the village. With that, we will shift our attention back to the party. Standing in Caravan Court, which I will describe for you as such. So as you are in the court, it's a bustling market square that is sprung up surrounding a boarded up water well in the center of the village. You can see a colorful collection of caravans, wagons, canvas tents, and little makeshift stalls, where a small crowd of adventurers, merchants, and prospectors are busily trafficking all manner of weapons, equipment, coins, treasures, and you can even see the shimmer coming off of a few purple crystals. This is the hub of the city. So as you are standing there, you can see Aaron Marlowe, and he kind of waves you guys over.
All I see is Barkus. There is only Barkus.
Marcus isn't there.
You gotta
Yes.
click.
I
off
gotta
and
click off. It was on me. That was
Yeah,
me,
you gotta
fam.
click-
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so Aaron Marlowe is kind of waving you guys over, and you can see there's kind of some young boys who are unpacking Aaron's cart, the same one that you guys were traveling in on. And he's talking to a halfling. He's kind of thin, he has like spectacled glasses. And what will you guys do?
You say he flagged us over?
Yep, yeah, he's waving you guys over.
I'm going over. I got my bells. I'm having a grand time.
Yeah, I'm following Bolt.
It's Aaron!
Oh, cool.
I'll follow.
What are you doing here?
He has 2 bells now.
Unfortunately, your gold might have gone to waste.
Yeah.
But it will help the economy of the village, so maybe there's something there.
He doesn't
He
know
pulls
that
out
I
a
have
small-
the gold.
He pulls out a small pocket watch and he's like, it's been 25, 30 minutes? It hasn't.
I mean,
Oh.
if you were a man of commerce, you would know the bell market with him is very high right now.
Time is a construct. Time is a construct.
In either case, let's just get this over with. Anyway,
What
as
do you
agreed,
need?
as agreed, I want to introduce you to my associate. And he points to the halfling next to him, who is standing in front of his own cart. And he says, "This is Armin Gainsbury of Gainsbury Expeditionary Supply. Gainsbury Expeditionary Supply and Exports. Excuse me. Let me get that right." And the halfling kind of looks you guys up and down, and he says, "Oh, what an interesting sort you guys are." I'm Armin.
It's nice to meet your acquaintance,
I'm trying to type notes.
Same.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
Pleasure,
go ahead.
pleasure to meet your acquaintance. How did you come into contact with Marlowe?
Ah, me and Aaron, we go way back. We've been business has been good between the two of us, I guess you can say.
And we hear from Aaron that you might be looking for some work or maybe have some odd jobs.
No work for me, friend, but it's what I can do for you that is of importance here.
Do you have
And
2
Aaron will-
small vials?
He does, in fact, but Aaron will chime in and he will say, Armin here is the premier purveyor of adventuring tools and equipment and has all the information you'll need to start exploring the ruins. So his cart, and I'll just describe it. So his caravan is loaded high with boxes and barrels, and laid out on a small table are samples of climbing gear, cartographer's instruments, goggles, heavy leather gloves, picks, torches, tongs, all sorts of basically tools. And he has a kind of what are clearly some armed guards, like a security force of a dozen men, and they're big, they are strong, they are armed to the T. So yeah, so Aaron has introduced him, and he will ask you guys. Armin will ask you guys. So this is your first time in the village. What brings you to Drakkenheim? Are you going searching for the stones?
Why, yes. What stones? The purple ones?
Yes, the delirium, of course. That's why most people come here.
Oh, great! That's why I'm here.
Fantastic! I'll have you know, I and my company, we have the premier pamphlet that explains everything you need to know about how to handle delirium, extract delirium, and how to keep yourself safe during the ruins. How does that sound to you, friend?
Great, I'll take that. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.